Hey, good morning, people. Welcome to our daily devotional. I hope you're going to be with me. Mark chapter 15. Yesterday we spoke about the loud cry when Jesus breathed his last. It was the cry, according to one of the other Gospels, where Jesus says, "It is finished." And we spoke yesterday about the fact that Jesus' mission was now complete. When he cried that the job was done, redemption had been secured, and mankind was now in a position to be able to reunite with God. I just love that thought. But here's an interesting thing. The very next verse gives us a great picture of the result of the cry, "It is finished." It simply says this, the verse 38, "The curtain of the temple was torn from top to bottom." You see, in the temple of the Jews, there was a place called the Holy of Holies. And there was this very thick, almost like a hectically industrial curtain. This was not a little kitchen curtain thing or a bedroom curtain. This was a heavy-duty curtain that covered the Ark of the Covenant and prevented people from going into that space that was reserved for the Shekinah presence of God, the Shekinah glory of God, as the Ark of the Covenant was placed in this place, and nobody went in there unless your name was the high priest. And then you would only go in once a year, and there you would only go in once a year, taking blood with you as part of the ceremony to celebrate what God's love for mankind was doing. And when the priest took in and presented to God the Father the blood of goats and of cows or whatever, that was just a picture of the day that Jesus would finish the deal, and that in a beautiful sense, God put his own blood on the mercy seat in the temple. There was now no need for the curtain. So God demonstrated a great picture of what mankind is now blessed to have. And that temple curtain was torn from top to bottom. It wasn't torn from bottom to, there's little details there that speak so incredibly about what actually took place. God tore this thing down from top to bottom and stretched that thing out, man. And all of a sudden, that which was once forbidden territory now became open to the believers. Now it became open to people where it's almost like tearing it down and opening the door and saying, "Welcome the world into the absolute presence of God." The barrier that is pictured there is the barrier of sin has now been torn, and the wonder of our invitation from God is complete. We now are allowed access into the very presence of God himself. What a beautiful picture. Isn't that what we go back to the Garden of Eden, where the tent in a theological term was put up between us and God? And God wanted to get to us, but the barrier of sin blocked. And then we wanted to get to God, but the same barrier of sin blocked us from God. And now we have God saying, "It's finished. Jesus has done the job." And now we can take down this darn curtain that has separated us from each other. And we celebrate now the beauty of the invitation of Jesus into the very presence of God the Father himself. Jesus took our sin upon himself. He died. He became sin for us, that this barrier could no longer be there. Apparently, we're told that the Jewish priests were in a panic now because the temple curtain had been torn, and now they could see into the place of the Holy of Holies. So very quickly they couldn't come to terms with the fact that now what had happened was they were invited and anybody could come in to the place where only the high priest could go once a year, and that with blood. And they couldn't understand, so they tried to sew the curtain together again. You see, there are man-made ways to say, "I can't believe that God would want us to do that. I can't believe that God would want me to come into his holy presence." And so they tried to sew this jolly curtain back up again. Oh man, instead of just rejoicing and celebrating the wonder of the invitation and the proposed and anticipated response of you. You want to come into the temple? You want to walk into the very presence of God and share one-on-one relationship with him on a daily basis? You no longer need the curtain. Or you may say, well, what about the curtain of religious behavior and the curtain of just legalism and the curtain of being nice? I got to have those because I can't bear to see God by himself. And I'd rather have those things because those things I can program in my mind. Those are the things I can understand. And those are things that I can do. And God says, don't bother. You don't need those things. The invitation is complete. Remember the parables that Jesus told about the invitation of the king to the wedding feast. And a whole bunch of people came with different excuses as to why they could not respond to the invitation. I wonder if you throw in a few excuses out there. The wonder of God inviting you just blows your mind. And here you are finding excuses to turn down his invitation. Maybe today you're one of those. I don't know. I know a lot of people who watch these devotionals are probably people who say, yeah, Trev, we've done that. We've responded to the invitation of Jesus into his presence because of his shed blood. We're there. We're in there. And I'm so happy about that. But maybe today, I don't know, maybe today you are one of those who said, man, I like the idea. I can see it happening. I'd love to be a part of it. Well, the good news is you can. Just respond today to the invitation of Jesus into the very presence of God the Father himself. Come with prayer, with repentance, and celebrate the beauty of the curtain torn from yesterday and the wonder of a reunion with God himself. That's what it's about. You're going to have a great day now, people, and I'll see you all tomorrow.